Hello, and welcome to the first annual debate for pros and cons against animal testing. My name is Millie Marie Pena, and I will be cons for animal testing.
Hi, I'm Miriam Duen, and I will be stating the pros on animal testing.
There are 6 major reasons why we should be against animal testing. The first one is torture and suffering. These animals are undergoing testing and they can be subjected to torture and suffering, meaning that no one cares about them, they're just there for testing makeup. The second one would be death. Animals can and sometimes often die in process of animal testing when they're testing them. The third one is ethics and morality. The ethics and morality of testing on animals is often debated. A large number of people do not believe animal testing is ethical. However, they often concede that it is necessary for us human beings to look as pretty as we do. Choice. Since animals cannot volunteer for animal testing, then some people believe animal testing is not ethical. And then accuracy. As mentioned before, animals are different than people, thus their testing results are not always useful and partial for human comparisons. There are 6 major reasons why people should be against animal testing. The first major one is torture and suffering. Many animals are tortured during the process of them being tested for cosmetics and hair products. The second one would be death. Animals sometimes and majority of the time die while being tested. Ethics and morality. The ethics and morality of testing on animals is often debated. A large number of people do not believe animal testing is ethical. However, they often have to sit back and watch it happen. Choice. Since animals cannot volunteer, then some people believe animal testing is not ethical. These people believe that it is only ethical to test on subjects who willingly give their consent for self-testing. Accuracy. Because animals are not the same as humans, the accuracy for humans is not the same for animals, meaning it could affect us differently. And the last one is price. The price of keeping and disposing of animals can be quite high. That is why testing on computer simulations has increased recently. However, the accuracy of computer simulations is less than animal testing.
These are the 4 major pros for animal testing. Medical advancement. The most obvious advantage of animal testing is for medical experimentation. Advancements in medicine help people, animals, and even plants. Unfortunately, the best way to test potentially new medicines is through animal testing, and if initially successful, then by human testing too. Number 2 is product safety. Another popular reason for animal testing is for determining the safety of products such as cosmetics, hair dyes, and in theory, animals used for safety testing are typically not killed and remain healthy. However, they are often maltreated. Scientific knowledge is number 3. Animal testing and experimentation is an excellent source to increase scientific knowledge. And number 4, the last one, accuracy. Finally, the biggest reason for animal testing is because it works better than any other alternative. Stay tuned for the first round of the animal testing debate. I found this new hair dye product and I think I'll try it. Yeah, it's blazing red. I think I'll try it.
You think your hair dye will actually make your hair beautiful, and it does. But this is how your hair dye looks before tested on these poor animals, especially Mr. Piggy. These animals are changed to different colors because you guys want your gray hair is gone or you want the new style in. Think of these animals before you buy another box of hair dye. Welcome back to the first annual debate against animal testing with Millie Marie Pena and Miriam Duen.
Our first contention for the pros on animal testing is that it helps researchers find drugs and treatments to improve health and medicine. Many medical treatments have been made possible by animal testing, including HIV and cancer drugs, vaccines, antibiotics, and many more.
But the reaction of a drug to an animal's body is different to our body. They don't have the same insides as we do. Many people believe that it's unreliable for us. For all you know, they could be having something that we don't have.
Drugs in particular can carry out significant dangers, but with their use, animal testing allows researchers to initially gauge the safety of drugs prior to commencing trials on humans, which means that human harm is reduced and human lives are saved, not simply from avoidance of the dangers of drugs, but because the drugs themselves save lives as well as improve the quality of human life.
But animals are in an unnatural environment. They will be under stress, hungry, even if you guys feed them, and they won't react to the drugs the same way compared to the potential reaction in the natural environment.
In fact, there are also individuals who are against animal testing for cosmetics but still support animal testing for medicine and the development of new drugs or disease.
But those people don't realize that animals are being tortured and they're suffering in the little cages they're stuck in all day to be tested.
Scientists typically use animals for testing purposes because they are considered similar to humans. As such, researchers do recognize the limitations and differences, but the testing is done on animals because they are thought to be the closest match and best one to regards applying the data to humans.
And how much is that costing our world? For all we know, half of the money we use can be used for something better than just sitting there poking at an animal.
Many argue that the lives of animals may be worthy of some respect, but the values we give of their lives does not count as much as the value we give to human life.
But the housing of animals, feeding, caring, treatments, and controlling the environment is very expensive. Animals used for testing are usually obtained from specific breeding facilities and come with a high price tag.
Animals may not have the same exact psychology as humans, but animal testing is accurate enough to test whether a substance is even safe enough for human trials.
But animals have the right to live their own life. They're not supposed to be cooped up in a little cage. They're supposed to be running and with a family, happy and healthy, and instead of being poked out with a needle all the time.
Many of the medications and procedures that we currently use today wouldn't exist, and the development of future treatments would be extremely limited if we didn't use animal testing on the animals. Because even though it's a bad thing for the animals, it's making it better for the humans to live and survive.
So does that make the animals less important? Of course they're less important, but they don't have a choice. They don't sit there and volunteer, like pick me. They're put there. Then some people believe animal testing is not ethical, which, I mean, it's one of the big things. I'm pretty sure no random person would be like, I want to test a perfume on you.
Although that happens, it is the most accurate way to learn the effects of substances on a living body. Because although we think as animals as below humans, without the humans, we wouldn't be able to make it able that the animals would be able to breed more. And I'm pretty sure we have a lot more humans in the world than we do animals.
But animals are different than people. Their testing results, again, they're never the same, and they still have their own life. How would you know if an animal's test on HIV would work on us?
Human harm is reduced and human lives are saved, but also animal lives are saved because of animal testing, which means that while using animal testing on the animals, we are making it easier to use on humans. Not only that, but when we find the drugs that actually work on the humans, we will no longer need to use animals to test.
But you're always going to need to test new substances. There's always something new going on in the world. There's always a new flu bug going around. Or does anyone even care that the animals die in the process of animal testing for these things?
I'm sure everyone cares that the animals are dying, but also humans are dying left and right because of these cancers, HIVs, and we need drugs that are efficient enough to help us survive from that are a cure to that, to the cancers, to the HIV drugs. We need cures for those, and in order to get those, we need to take risks that involve animal testing.
That concludes the first annual animal testing debate. You have seen them, and join us next year when we do this again.
For the viewers at home, you decide who the winner is. Are you on the pros? Are you with animal testing? Or are you on the cons? Are you against it? You choose.
Animals kept in an unnatural condition, a lab or just not their natural habitat, or animals in pain or distress are not giving the accurate or consistent results. The reaction of the drug in an animal's body versus the human body is different. Humans are quite different from other animals, so the consequences of animal testing may not be applicable to humans. If you are against animal testing and would like to make a difference today, call 1-800-538-HOPE and receive a free t-shirt and a picture of an animal you are helping today.